So there's this instruction in knitting patterns which says careful not to twist. And you find it usually like on things like socks and hats where you have to cast on, and when you cast on straight. You can't really cast on in a circle. And when you start knitting your first round and you have to join the two ends together, if you're not careful, you can mess it up and get this lovely Mobius strip effect, which is great if you're making something like a Mobius strip scarf, but it's not so great if you're like trying to make a sock or trying to make a sweater. And it's like the sort of thing that everybody who knits in the round knows that they need to be careful of and don't pay a whole lot of attention to, and it's something that's said in almost every pattern to remind you to pay attention. And it's almost kind of like, I don't know, if you don't say it, someone's going to do it anyway. And yeah, this pattern I'm doing right now, simple knitted bodice. Isn't that pretty? I'm doing that long sleeve one. On the part where you join together, which would be kind of at the neckline, it didn't leave the instruction to be careful not to twist. And guess what I did? Yep, I twisted it. So now I am tinking, which is, tank is to knit backwards. Is knit backwards, rather. 2 rows, well, it was 4 rows when I started. Yeah, it's now 2 rows. I'm unknitting them and starting the join all over again, which I am so thrilled about. Not really. And, well, why don't I show you what else I've been working on? I figured it's probably easier to do a video and show people rather than to write a big long blog entry, seeing as I've finished a lot of stuff lately and started a lot of stuff lately too. The Elfine socks. Let's zoom in on that. Aren't those lovely? I haven't worked in the ends. That took me 6 months to do because that pattern is a pain in the freaking ass because it's really hard to memorize. And I've started the second one, so we're hoping not to have second sock syndrome on that, but I can almost guarantee you that's what's going to happen because that sock is a pain in the ass. And we started yet another sock. Which would be Cookie A's Potamus. Even though it doesn't really look like much of anything now because it's just the cup. And I haven't really been working on it that much. Let's see, what else do we have? Spinning. I have spun my first singles, which I will probably never do anything with because, as lovely as they are, I'm not sure I overspun them enough to get them to fly. Plus, I did all of them, most of it in like one ball, and not very much on the second. And it's lumpy bumpy, and it's probably better just sitting in my drawer, saying to remind me that's where what I first made. I have some more roving, but I'm sort of afraid to spin it up because it's really, really nice and pretty. See? The blues and teals and stuff that I'm afraid that I'm going to ruin, and I probably will ruin when I get brave enough to spin it. But everybody who spins has told me it's just a sheep's haircut and you can always get more, but it's pretty and I don't want to ruin it. Let's see, what else do I have here? The beginnings of a scarf, which you probably can't see very well because it's dark. Lime and Violet's message board is doing like a scarf thing where you go and you knit 6 inches of a scarf and then you mail it on to the next person. and they knit 6 inches, and then they mail it on to the next person, and then at the end, everybody gets a scarf. It's got all sorts of weird patterns, and it uses up scrap yarn, basically. But that's what that's for. And I guess that wraps up my first long video blog, and Michelle of 100 Air is now IMing me, so I probably should answer her. And you should go visit her video blog too, 100air.com. I'll leave a link to it. See you later. Bye.